Today is the day of International Haiku. Now, it's quite fascinating really to think that the haiku, this very particular form of Japanese poetry, has managed to impress itself on cultures around the world. Almost every student of English anywhere will have heard of a haiku and will be familiar with the format. This poem, which has 3 lines, 5 syllables, followed by 7 syllables, followed by 5. And it's a wonderful thing as a teaching device because it gets children to think in such, or people of any age, to think of language in such tiny small parcels that one really has to consider the language that we use to form a good haiku. And it's indicative, it seems, of the Japanese culture where, for example, they have this form of flower arranging where they only use 3 elements. There seems to be a theme in many religions and cultures around the Trinity and the use of 3 things, and in the haiku, where there are 3 lines, one really has to think about one's language and to choose le jumeau, or le mot juste, the right words to be able to express exactly what you want to say in such a small amount of basic material. So it's funny that this form that would be so obscure to us has become familiar all around the world, and I think that's a testimony to the genius of what it is to restrict one's palette, to be able to see what you can create with very little. And I think that's partly why, it's funny, I really enjoy sharing with my children the idea of a restricted palette when doing pictures. Instead of using all the pens that you have in a pack, choose just 2 or 3 and see how much you can do with those. It's a great way of teaching us about resourcefulness, and God only knows we are going to need a lot of resourcefulness as we move forward, it seems, as humanity, because although there are a great number of resources on this planet for us to use, the ability to just continue going, I need a fresh piece of paper, I need 15 colours to do whatever it is that I'm doing, I feel must have passed, surely. When do we start in earnest trying to make the most of the materials that we've already pulled from the planet? There's so much stuff that ends up in landfill which doesn't need to, and that's why I actually really love a lot of the artwork that we find that has been made from what other people have thrown away. It's a wonderful use of our creativity. So today I'm joining in the celebrations of International Haiku Day.